Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So as usual, starting off with Euro USD, and the wedge break is still in play. So you can see the wedge lines are still drawn in. We've come down, we've tested it, and we are now testing this level here, which, when my mouse works, will give us a level. It's 121.743. So if you look to the left, you can see quite a bit of interaction at 121.743. Also, as I mentioned yesterday, potentially head and shoulders or cup and handle, depends which way you look at it. But here's a shoulder, here's a head, and here's another shoulder. So that's the breakout that I'm looking for at the moment. Other thing that we need to bear in mind is, as I said yesterday, a lot of these things have a tendency of sort of, you think it's a flag, but then it turns out into a channel, and then we bounce off the channel back to the downside. So just bear that in mind. So we still do have a bearish cross here on the moving averages. We are above the 155 moving average, so that's still, the trend is still up in my humble opinion. And what we're looking for is a cross here for a move to the upside. Nothing on the oscillators at the moment. That's indicating we need to be careful. So just moving down to the 1 hour, and different picture on the 1 hour. You can see we had a bit of barbed wire here during the session yesterday, so a lot of indecision here, selling, buying, big tails up, big tails down, total confusion, and then we sort of rallied into it. Does look like, if you look at this trend line that I've just adjusted here of the channel, it does look like we've broken through that at the moment. Oscillator is saying watch out, we're at a level. We know we're at a level. This is the level we're at. It's 121.743. So what we're looking for is either a break and retest of this level, and it's going to need to be a fairly strong break on something like probably a 2 or 3 hour chart, in my opinion. So get above and then come back and hold that on a higher time frame. That would be the signal long. Alternatively, what we should be looking for is structure a little bit lower down, and I'm just going to use the 8 hour here. That's the break there. That there is another neckline, so that would be the double bottom neckline that we have here. And let's just put that target in. There we go, there. That targets this area. Let's just come down a bit lower, pick up this fractal here. It's 122.575. So for me, this pair is quite simple. Looking for pullback onto structure. First bit of structure is right here at 121.583. Then looking for a long. Your stop area is below the next level, which is down here at 121.364. So we've had multiple crossovers on the hour at the moment, so that's kind of what I'm expecting here. US dollar, Japanese yen. So this triangle break, and there we've gone nowhere. Pretty much just as very similar to what's happened on the indexes. So fairly decent break, and then barbed wire, 2 range bars in a row, followed by 2 pin bars. That's not conducive to short or long at the moment. So this one is purely a sit on hands setup at the moment. So just looking at what we have here, we've got bullish and bearish signals here. So we've got retest of a breakout, and that breakout is this area right here at 103.647. And then we have this inverse head and shoulders. We've got a double bottom here as well. So I think this one I'm kind of sitting on hands here. I think the Euro USD looks a little bit of a better setup than USD Japanese yen. So that's sit on hands for me today. Euro Aussie dollar. So we had this wedge break to the downside, and then we've had a pretty solid bounce off this bottom level of 155.959. One thing to point out here, look at the diversions. So price is kind of double bottom, but the oscillators are not agreeing with that. Low and a higher low with a crossover brewing here. This is a fairly strong bullish signal from in my experience at the moment. So and then you've got these 3 very bullish bars right now. Trend is still down, granted. Trend is definitely down at the moment, but as I said yesterday, there's quite a bit of trend reversal setups that are brewing at the moment, and this is one of them, and I think this is probably one of the strongest ones that I'm watching right now. So 1 hour starts pulling it into perspective. So you can see a nice pin bar just short of a level, come back, and then you've got an engulfing bar here on the level. Look at the oscillators here grouped. We are grouped to the upside now. We are breaking through the moving averages. What we're looking for at the moment is some kind of structure, and I just want to get rid of some noise here. This wedge, I'm going to erase that from my memory at the moment, and then what we want to do, we've got a zone that we're in at the moment right here at 157171. So I'd like to see us pull back onto structure, and the first bit of structure is this area here, 156734. Pull back into here for another bounce up. Now just bear in mind what could transpire here is we could range for a bit while we sort of start gathering our thoughts for a potential breakup. So we could range, which probably makes the most sense. Let me just get to the 8 hours just to explain to that. So up and down, up and down, up and down, because the bears are going to be looking for some kind of consolidation and structure for a continuation, and a range would be a great part of that. And the bulls are also going to look for some kind of consolidation for a break to the upside. So that's pretty much what this is. A break above this area here of 157700, and we have some pretty serious longs in play, because that would basically start with the range heights, which is 1700 pips. Okay, so I'm keeping this on the radar. It's definitely worth watching. Watch the moving averages at the moment. I want price to be above them, and that's going to be my early signal that this trend change is underway. So pullbacks onto 156734, in my opinion right now, worth buying into, and a really tight stop would be below 156552. Okay, so British pound, Japanese yen. Just looking at this, we are pretty much at a major level here, 142072. Nothing really on the oscillators. Trend is up at the moment for the pound, but we definitely need to get through this level here. You can see how often we've bounced off it. The last time we bounced off it, we did form a higher low, so that is a fairly bullish signal. And we've also got another sort of head and shoulders pattern here. Here's your shoulder, here's your massive head, here's your shoulder. And that level, I'm just going to use the bottom line here. That head and shoulders neckline is more like this area here, 142240. So a break above 142240 and a retest of that area gives us an entry long, and your stop is going to be below whatever the swing low turns out to be. Problem that we have here, look at the oscillators. Oscillators are grouped and they're crossed over, so this is indicating a bit of a deeper pullback, which wouldn't surprise me too much. I think there's a couple of things that you can look out for. So the first one is this trend line, and you can see it did start going parabolic. So if we pick up this area here, and I'm going to just do this, I just want to get us a zone here. We're going to have to put a third one in. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. Look to the left, all these tails here, all these fractals need to be in the zone. They are in the zone. That is a fairly strong area of resistance / support. So a pullback into this also comes and tests the trend line, and then this starts building a flat top triangle. So this is an area that I'd be looking to buy into, and that would be a retest of the 155. You see, we didn't quite test it here, so that would be a decent retest of the 155, any one of these three levels here. So it's given to you 141742, 141663, and 141529. So price pulls back into this area. That's my opportunity to buy, and first take profit is obviously going to be at 142242, because I would anticipate another reversal off there. Not that I'd be wanting to short that at the moment, not with the higher lows forming at the moment. Okay, moving on to Aussie dollar, US dollar. Pretty much going nowhere at the moment, and kind of the trend line that is being, or that's the diagonal trend line that is a sort of capping price at the moment. I'd be interested to see what transpires right where we are now, because this was a level. You can see there was 2 touches there, and we've had quite a bit of interaction there. But since then, we've been below it and above it, below it and above it. So this area here of 0.77411 is something worth watching out for. What I do not like is the diversions here. So this is continuation diversions. So you can see low, high, high, low, and then we're sort of heading for a crossover. So this does look like we are moving to the downside, and my opinion at the moment is that's what we're in. We're in some kind of a channel, and we should be moving down. So we're waiting for a higher low here inside the channel. That's kind of the short of it right now. So if you look at the 1 hour, you can see we are coming up to structure. So if the structure does hold, which is 0.77411, then you should have an opportunity to get long. But I think for me on this, the long is on the break. So the long is on the break of this bar here, which the high is 0.77822. So a break of 0.77822 and a retest of that area would break the trend line as well, and that would give us the opportunity to trade to the upside. I don't think I'm really keen on this just yet, especially not on a Friday. I don't see anything here. So that's kind of like the Japanese yen US dollar pair. Just sit on hands on that one. And last pair is the British pound Aussie dollar. So the pound does look like it is starting to gather its thoughts. There's a bit of a messy session here this week with tails to the upside, tails to the downside. Still got a pretty big magnet to the downside being this gap, but we do have gaps further up as well. So remember, gaps are one thing. You know, a lot of people will trade them all the time. I'm not too phased about them. I just include them as another lower level. So that could be a magnet, but in my opinion right now, this is the level we want to try get through, and it's difficult to pick up because there's so many tails here. But if I just sort of do something like that, there's one area. It's going to look a little bit further to the left. You can see how messy it is, so let's just leave it at that. So we need a pretty clear break up here, and also what we're looking for is a change in guard of the moving averages. Now you can see moving averages starting to point up. We've got a crossover on the 8 hour here pointing up. So this to me is another one of those consolidation phases, and we're looking for continuation to the upside. So this is where, for me, is an area where I am quite willing to take a bit of risk, because we do have some structure on the 1 hour. We've got what looks like trend reversals. You can see there's almost a confirmed trend reversal here on the hour. You can see the strong move down, and then all over the place, testing moving averages, testing breakouts, and moving up, and sort of still trying to test those moving averages and breakouts. So you can see how the 155 broke below, up, and then came back to test it there. So for me at the moment, we are pointing up pretty strongly on the moving averages. Oscillators are a little bit tired, so and we are at a major level, so I would expect some kind of volatility here. So short and sweet of this at the moment is there is a small little head and shoulders here. So if we just adjust that just to that inside tail there, break and retest of 175,251 will get me long, with a stop below this current swing low at the moment, which is 1.76758. So that's kind of the structure I see at the moment. If we do sort of break up and form another new low and then start going up, then the stop area will be below that low. But that's kind of the structure I see here. But I think personally, I'll just wait and see what transpires here. So no, not much on offer again today, which is kind of annoying, because you do want to get moving, but you know, there's still a lot going on in the world. So patience is key right now, and the euro and the pound, by the looks of things, we are looking for opportunities to break out of their current trends. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for me today. Don't forget to give us a nice thumbs up there if you enjoy what you see. Drop us a comment if you've got some ideas. Really appreciate that. And we will be back online on Sunday afternoon. I'll check what the polls are at the moment and just to see what you guys are looking for. But it probably is going to be trade entries on the strategy. So that's it. Hope it helps. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And we will catch up with you on Sunday. Cheers for now.